It is called the movement of life. It is creation, which all of you try so hard to put in order. It's already in order. Beautifully in order. You listen to weather forecasts. You listen to weather reports. You hear that this storm was devastating or this storm was damaging. You even call them storms, and that's a negative term. It is part of the movement of life. How could it be damaging unless you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, but you think of it as being in the wrong place at the wrong time? And you are not existing in a way that cooperates with the way things work. Someone could say that the Arctic is an inhospitable place to live. It's too cold. What could insulate you against the cold? Well, the Eskimos found that ice did. Something that was there in abundance. And they built with it instead of arguing with it, instead of saying it could have been different, or this is something that is at odds with my life, you see? Oh, but you know, I thought I was growing spiritually and getting further and further above this mundane physical world, and now you're telling me to fit in, yes, to cooperate, to stand in awe of it, and I am. I'm not saying stand in awe of it as you're defining it. I'm saying stand free of your definition and look at it with innocent eyes so that you might see what is awesome about it. Now, you will not get confirmation from anyone in the scientific world on this yet, but hurricanes are considered to be awesome in a very frightening and negative and destructive way, and yet they are contributing to the replacement of the ozone. Now do you want to get rid of them, or do you want to think differently about them? It's part of the cycle of life, nature is. And it's not, none of nature is originating from a physical, from a level of physical causation. Mind moves, capital M, God moves. And you see all of this. Therefore, the meaning of all of this is far different from the definitions you're giving it, because you're giving it definition based on limited perception instead of being curious to understand the meaning given to it by a divine and unconflicted or unpolarized source. In the end, it will all come together in a unity, because all along it's always been a unity. If you, as you have found out to some degree, yield to the way things work, not the way you want them, you find a lot more peace and a lot more fulfillment, and you also find a lot of things happening that you never would have allowed, or that you never would have conceived of as desirable, and yet, having let them happen, you find that you have been blessed, and your experience of fulfillment far exceeds what you could have designed for yourself. That's the point. I know it sounds old. It's because there is a God. But to say it's because there is a God isn't just a religious or spiritual platitude. It's relevant. It's relevant to each and every one of you in the office, in the car, at home, in the tub, cleaning the toilet, digging in the yard. There is so much that is awesome, that's in your face, that I am encouraging you to let in by virtue of not holding it to your very definite definitions of it. But that means letting go of control. And I know I sound monotonous. But you know, at least I'm not telling you something interesting but irrelevant. I, of myself, can do nothing.
Yes.
That's not a complaint, but an awesome realization. It's not a statement of failure, but the key to fulfillment, which will be recognizably yours. So.
Okay. It's a blessing. Thank you.
You're welcome. How does one do this and still manage to function? How does someone do all of these things that I'm talking about and still manage to get up and go to the office and seem to be in the rat race, but somehow not be in the rat race? Well, just realize that the rat race, in quotes, is just a way of looking at things. And you can be in your office while everyone else is in the rat race, and you can be right there relating to what's really going on so that you are still appearing to function in a practical way without being in a rat race at all. It will seem as though those around you, that their perspective will not make sense to you, because the rat race doesn't make sense to you anymore. But you don't have to argue with them about the difference of perception. You can simply address the very issues that they are trying to address from the place that isn't the context of a rat race. You see?
Yeah, I do. Thank you. That's beautiful.
The way you do it, while still being in the world, is by realizing that there is another way to look at this. The way I've been looking at it and the way everyone else has been looking at it is not the only way to look at it. The moment you have the option of seeing it differently, you can be curious. But there is nothing to be curious about when you think that the way things are is the way things are, period.
Yeah.
Once you know there's another way to look at this, and you can be curious, don't you try to imagine a new way of looking at it. You see? Don't you try to create a new way of looking at it. Be in the emptiness of a way of looking at it, period. Let yourself not know. And let what is really happening convey to you its real meaning. Now you will have a new way of looking at it. But it's one that's connected with what is real, with a capital R. Mm-hmm. And not one that is connected with your best judgments from your current limited sense of life, you see? Mm-hmm. That's a key point.
I think so. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
That was really my question. Thank you.
You are welcome. It was really everyone else's, too. Hands. The gentleman sitting on the windowsill.
Good afternoon, Raj.
Good afternoon.
Lately I've been having some shifts of perception coming into what you often refer to as the moment, and feeling this intense appreciation and just a reverent awe for everything and everybody that I see around me. And then other times, I'm out of that and into a sense of self-consciousness and ego and all that. And it's just making me wonder at this point if God has created everything in perfection. Then what is the perfection?
In space, perfection, 2 words, or imperfection?
No, not I am perfection, but that everything is perfection. That God is dwelling within everything that has been created. What is the function? What is the perfection and function of the ego and of duality when it is such a pain in the ass to be self-conscious and be caught up in ego, and it's such a joy to have the other experience?
Let me ask you something. What is this?
That's part of God.
No. If I said to you, come sit in my
Lap.
yes,
Okay.
it is my lap. Is it real?
It's light.
No, is it real?
Yes.
Where'd it go?
It's changed form.
No, there is no lap. I stood up and there's no lap.
Okay.
A lap can be identified because of a certain arrangement of things, but it doesn't make it real in the sense that the arm of the chair is real for this chair and will be this way tomorrow and the next day. The ego is an arrangement of ideas, except since they do not have their source in God, they must be identified as beliefs. It's just an arrangement of beliefs, but that arrangement of beliefs has not caused something real to exist which can have meaning.
How can anything not have its source in God? That's my dilemma. Is what is the function of the ego if everything that God has created, I'm assuming that includes the duality, includes the ego and this experience that we're having.
Here's the simple fact. You can imagine things that are not real.
Mm-hmm.
You can imagine Pegasus, a winged horse. But nowhere in God's creation does a winged horse exist. You can, any son or daughter of God, can imagine that which doesn't exist. The ego has been imagined. And then that imagination has been, commitment has been made to that context of ideas or beliefs brought into that particular arrangement,
The
which
illusion.
seems identifiable. And when commitment is made to it, it seems to give it reality. Now, the commitment can't be made by one alone. There have to be two to agree to the arrangement in order for commitment to be made that will have duration. And as long as the two or more maintain commitment to it, it will seem to have duration. It will seem to be identifiable. But it still isn't real. It's a commitment that has been made to something that doesn't exist, that is purely imaginary, but being treated as though it's real, seems real to the ones having made the commitment. That's called the dream. Because what is real is being ignored in favor of what isn't, but which commitment has been made to. So, the ego is not real any more than the lap as a thing is real. And when the arrangement is abandoned, you will discover that there never was an ego that did any of the things you thought it was doing. More than that, you will find that all the time you had made commitment to this arrangement of beliefs, reality had been going on, and what had really been happening will fill in the space where this ego experience seemed to have been yours. And as one person said, the material record will be expunged. It isn't real and it doesn't have value. And that's why I am encouraging you not to value it as much. But I'm also encouraging you not to fight it. Just give your attention in a new place, which is the same old place, but with a curiosity to see what's real right there instead of the mutually agreed upon definition of what is there. You see?
Yes.
So, it has no value. It isn't real enough to have value. It has no existence which can have meaning. It's fabulous in the sense of it being a fable. You see? It's like a flimsy, fabulous, the flimsy, fabulous gossamer movement of nothing, really. But everyone is transfixed because they've mutually agreed that it means something. You see? So don't find value in it. It doesn't have any. Don't find meaning in it. It doesn't have any. But also, do not energize it by despising it, seeing it as evil, seeing it as a negative force that stands opposed to God, which therefore you must be on guard against. You see, you want to engage curiosity in that place where no definitions of any kind and no imaginations of any kind are holding sway or having effect. And you want to have that curiosity focused right where all of the incorrect definitions are occurring, you see, so that vision with a capital V can cut through the misperceptions and let what is really there register with you. This is waking up.
It seems almost like tripping over my own shoelaces in a way. Coming in and out of consciousness and into the dream and back to the moment.
And although that is irritating and perhaps discouraging at times, the fact is that you are experiencing the two different states of consciousness, we'll say, distinctly. And the fact that you are experiencing it distinctly means it is becoming easier to choose for one or the other with an understanding of what their nature really is. Now, it may be a bother to you, but most everyone has only had one of those two experiences for their whole life. And it will be their great discovery and a great part of their awakening to have the experience of one and the other. Because now they know that there really is another way to look at this. Because they're experiencing it. It's just part of your waking up. You slip back and forth, and it's clear that you've slipped, so that when you're ignorant, you aren't totally absorbed in ignorance. You're ignorant, and it doesn't feel good because a moment ago or a day ago, you were clear, and you knew what that felt like, and that was a heck of a lot better. Now we're not just talking. The words, there is another way to look at this, isn't just a string of words, it's an experience. The meaning of those words is not just intellectual. Value this. Even though the fact that you flip-flop back and forth might be interpreted as being stuck at a certain point in your development, or you must not have what it takes to get beyond it, and so on. Be grateful for the clarity of the difference, because it is priming you for clearly making the choice for reality rather than ignorance, and doing it for your reasons, because you know the difference. You see? Mm-hmm. Don't even get caught up in how long this flip-flopping will occur. The timing is irrelevant. How long it lasts is irrelevant. As long as it's happening, you're experiencing an experiential degree of clarity that almost everyone else would give their right arm to have the experience of. Don't lose the gratitude for it.
Oh, I haven't at all. It's, and I'm kind of realizing as you're speaking that I'm like a child who is being asked to go on a wonderful vacation somewhere and discover new territory and have a beautiful experience, but I want to take all my toys with me too. And so, you know, there's a certain unwillingness, I guess, of my ego to abandon what it's
Yes,
had.
but you know what? It isn't your ego that is observing the difference between the two states of mind.
No.
It's the real you that is observing the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you are able to observe the difference, you are having an experience of your real self. So all the time this is happening, you are having the opportunity to feel what it feels like to be in your right mind. And that is part of returning to sanity.
Thank you.
You are welcome. It is time to call it a day. It has felt really good to be together today. I enjoy you, and I love you.